Good morning, welcome to Rise and Shine. We will get started in a seated position today. Or if you'd like to start in child's pose, you're welcome to start in child's pose. Any posture that works for you, that you can bring your attention centered more inward toward your experience on your mat. And that might be sitting, and that might be child's pose. It might be tabletop, it might be lying down on your back. But for the first couple minutes, we will get ourselves centered and grounded. So from wherever you are, if you happen to be in this seated posture, please ground your sits bones into the floor and allow the knees to fall towards the floor. If there's any tension or tightness under the knees, please do place blocks underneath or roll up your mat or find towels or blankets folded up under your knees so you don't have any tension under there or tightness. If there's pain, absolutely please put some support under there or find a different posture. Yoga is not about bringing you into pain. If you're lying on your back, just allow yourself to bring your awareness to your breath. If you are in child's pose, press the hips towards the heels. Allow yourself to bring your awareness to your breath. And even if you're in the seated pose, bring your awareness to your breath. In whatever posture you're in, lengthen the spine with each inhale. Creating space between the vertebrae. Lifting from the pelvis up to the skull, really bringing length into your spine. As you bring your awareness to your breath, as the spine continues to lengthen, engage the core and the pelvic floor. Engaging the pelvic floor brings stability through your practice. Engaging the core, all of those muscles around that middle band of your body, creates safety for the spine and brings a little more lift to the lower spine. It protects. So basically, engaging the pelvic floor and the core are yoga safety features, essentially. And so is your breath. Bring the awareness now to the corner between the nasal passages and where the top of the throat begins, the back of the throat. Gently constrict there. It'll make the sound that's made if you're trying to fog up a mirror. However, keep your lips closed, keep the mouth closed. All of this is done nasally. Unless you have a cold and can't breathe, then please breathe through your mouth. This is called Fuji Breathing. And it's audible. Your eyes can be gently closed or soften gaze. Bring your awareness to the sound of that Ujjayi breathing, that victorious breath. This is the breathing you'll bring through the rest of your practice today. And everyone now meet in this seated posture. If you are lying down or if you're in child's pose, please slowly bring yourself up to this seated posture. Continue to lift the core, lift the pelvic floor, engage both of them. Shoulders roll down away from the ears. Pinch the shoulder blades together down your back. Inhale, arms up overhead. Feel that movement in the shoulder joint. Make this very purposeful. Exhale, bring your hands down across heart center. Inhale, come back up. This is at your breath's pace, not mine. Slow, purposeful movements from the shoulder joints. And also as you lift the gaze to the thumbs, as you bring the hands up overhead, waking up the neck a little bit as well. Continue Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Sink the shoulders down into their sockets. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Press into the floor. Lift over. Look down at that hand. This is all on an exhale. Bring the left ribs out away from that left hip bone. Inhale, bring your right hand back up. Exhale, long, slow. Exhale, lift and reach over. Look down towards that left hand. As you lift the right ribs away from the right hip bone, inhale up. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. One more time each side. Exhale down. Really lift the ribs away from that hip bone. Bring the arms down through heart center again as you hinge forward. Again, pay attention to the knees. Adjust if you need to. Squeeze the glutes to bring the knees a little closer to the floor. This is a very active seated posture. Hinge, bring the hip bones towards the femurs, to the inside of them. Lead with the chest while keeping your sits bones on the floor. Pelvic floor remains engaged, so does the core. Only hinging as far, or only leading out with the chest as far as you're hinging, so we're not leading with the hands. The hands just happen to fall wherever they land as the chest leads towards the floor. Spread the collarbones. Inhale yourself back up. Lift the spine, lower the shoulders. Twist a little bit nice slowly towards your right knee. And exhale, hinge towards that knee. Lead with the sternum, lead with the collarbones, spread the collarbones, open the heart. Nose is in line with the knee. Continue to lift the spine away from the root, down by the pelvis. Gently tuck the chin. Inhale, come up. Exhale, turn towards the front. Anytime we twist the spine, even if it feels like it's just a little bit, we're twisting the spine into a corkscrew. So make sure that we're honoring that as we go in and out nice and slowly. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, turn to the left and hinge over that knee. Keeping that Ujjayi breathing. Extend through the spine. Lead with the chest, open the heart. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Bring the knees together. Place the feet out in front of you. They can be hip distance apart, or they can be together, whatever feels good. Place the hands behind you, fingertips towards you or away from you, whatever feels right for you this morning. And windshield wiper. Drop the knees to one side, slowly bring them up. Drop them to the other side, perhaps shifting sides with an inhale and an exhale. Pelvic floor is still engaged. Core is still engaged. especially elongating the exhale. That can be very powerful to release anxiety and agitation. And there's a lot of science behind that, actually. It's really neat stuff if you ever want to look it up. Bring yourself onto your hands and knees. Find your alignment. Find your core. Is it engaged? Find your pelvic floor. Is it engaged? Find a neutral spine. So the spine is still elongated here. We're just allowing the natural curves to do their thing. Wrists under elbows, under shoulders, knees under hips. If the wrists are sensitive today, bring yourself up onto fists. It takes the load off the wrists. Pinching the shoulder blades together by spreading the collarbones, bring the shoulders down away from the ears, opening up the sides of the neck. Find your ujjayi breath. Hear yourself breathe. Next, inhale, sink the hips. Actually, allow those hips, that hip bone to move forward towards the femurs again, anterior tilt. As you lift the collarbones, lift the head up to the sky. Be careful of the neck. Only lift the neck back as far as is appropriate for you. Exhale, bring belly button even closer to spine. Round the back. Allow the shoulder blades to spread out and over the body as if they're melting over to the side, dripping off the side. Nice long exhale. Inhale back into cow. Exhale, cat. Even though this posture seems fairly straightforward and simple to a lot of people, it's not. It's done with a lot of meaning, done with a lot of elongation, especially in that low spine. It's very easy to load into that low back, especially as we go up into cow. As we have that arch in the back here, keep the core engaged. It'll help extend everything up, even though you're doing a slight back bend. Exhale. One more round. Inhale up. Exhale down. Begin to bring yourself in slow, small circles, bringing awareness to the hip joint and the shoulder joint. Moving with slowness and purposefulness rather than relying on momentum to get us there. If we're relying on momentum, we're not really doing the work. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants and landing in a way. That's not what this is about. Keeping your joints healthy is incredibly important throughout your entire life. Slowly widen your circle, make it bigger. Continue to ujjayi breathe. Check on that pelvic floor, check on that core. Is everything still engaged? Begin to go the other way, but starting with a wider circle, starting exactly where you left off. Begin to slowly tighten the circle in until eventually we meet with a neutral spine right back in tabletop. Once we're back in tabletop, curl the toes under. And right from here, begin to press the hips up into the sky, into down dog. Walk the feet out. Keep that anterior tilt in the hips so those hip bones are moving towards the femur. Even if you need to keep your knees bent, even if the heels are off the floor, that does not matter. What matters is keeping the spine safe, releasing the neck, and breathing. Press the hands into the earth, almost like you're pressing the top of the mat away from you. Inhale, begin to look towards the hands. Come down onto the knees for chaturanga, or you can stay up in plank, whatever works for you. But begin to lower down, keep the elbows in nice and tight if your knees are down. This is how it looks. Inhale into up dog. If up dog isn't appropriate for you, from Here, Cobra is just as wonderful. Exhale, lift the hips again into down dog. If down dog doesn't feel right today, everything's screaming at you from the weekend, please feel free to bring yourself into tabletop or child's pose, whatever works for you. That is what you do. 3 nice long ujjayi breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, begin to look towards the hands and walk the feet towards them, however you get there. Nice and slowly. Come to the top of your mat into a half lift. You can have your hands on the floor, fingertips on the floor, hands on the shins, whatever works for you. Come into this half lift. Knees are welcome to stay bent. Exhale, fold, release the neck, release the hands towards the floor. Inhale, come up, bring the palms together, hands in front of the face, sitting into chair. Tuck the tailbone in a little bit, sink a little further. 5 breaths. 1, press into the feet. 2, keep the shoulders down away from the ears. 3, core and pelvic floor engaged. 4, 1 more breath. 5, good. Come to standing. Find samastiti, that place of stillness. Find your breath. Step out about hip distance apart. Feet about hip distance apart. I don't think I told you exactly what was supposed to be hip distance apart other than your hips, which are naturally so. Again, find your hip bones. Find that anterior tilt. Hinge forward, bend the knees if you'd like. Reach towards the toes. If you can't reach the toes, bend the knees until you can. And really take your peace fingers, hook the toes. You can begin to straighten the legs if you like, or keep a nice deep bend in the knee. Exhale, hinge forward, release the neck so you're looking between your knees towards whatever's behind you. Try to rotate those thigh muscles inward as you try to rotate the ankles outward to find that balance and strength of your legs in this posture. Allow the elbows to move out towards the sides. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. 2 more long, slow breaths. 1, 2, good. Release the toes. Come to that half lift. On an inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet. Slowly roll all the way up. Bring the feet together, however they get there. Finding your balance postures today. Excuse me, my ear's itching. Press into your right foot. Lift the left knee. Core is very engaged here, and so is the pelvic floor. Root down through that standing leg and into the 4 corners of the standing foot. However, also find that lift. Find that stability from your core, from your pelvis area. Hold under the knee as you hold the knee up so you're standing up straight. Release the shoulders away from the ears. If you need something different than this, reach down with your arm on the inside of that leg. Hold on to the toe. Stand up straight. If you still need different or more, begin to straighten that leg as you stand up straight. 2 more breaths. Nice, long, slow. Exhale. Bring either the knee out to the side, or if you have your leg out straight, bring the leg out to the side. Look over the opposite shoulder. Regardless, stand up straight. Inhale, bring the knee or the foot back in. Exhale, fold over nice and slow. Release the foot. Hold this leg up as high as you can. Doesn't matter how high that is, as high as you can. That's what's important. Hold on to the hips. 1, 2, beautiful. Exhale, bring that foot down. Other side. Bring the feet together, ground down in through the left foot now. Find all 4 corners under the big and the little toe and the 2 sides of your heel. Those are the 4 corners of your foot. Ground in and really engage the pelvic floor, really engage the core, lift the spine, bring the knee up, hold underneath it. In these unilateral postures, one side is, I would say, like, if I could say 100%, I would, but I'm not going to say 100%. For the vast majority of us, both sides are different, somehow, in some capacity. So if you were able to bring the leg out straight on the other side, not on this side, that's fine. It's just how bodies are. If you need more here, bring your left hand to the hip, grab onto the right toes with the right hand. Begin to straighten the leg. Left toes, left hand, left and right. 2 more breaths. Ground down through. Find your breath. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale. Bring the knee or the leg out to the side. Stand up straight without locking that knee. Without locking either knee. Exhale. Release the hand. Release the foot. 3 breaths here. Stand up straight. Try not to lean back. Up straight. So you're still getting that compression in the hip flexor. Shoulders down away from the ears. Pinch the shoulder blades together down the back like you're bringing a V in muscles towards your waist. 2, 3. Exhale, bring the foot down. Come back to the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up as you bend the knees. Awkward pose. Exhale, release. Hinge. Inhale, come to that half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Walk the knees back or the feet back and bring the knees down. Again, find yourself in tabletop. Bring the feet out or in. The knees come out. Sit back into child's pose. Keep that elongated spine. Press the hips towards the heels. Bring the forehead towards the floor. If the forehead doesn't want to get there, roll your mat. Or you can always bring your hands underneath your head. If your arms are extended, press gently into the palms to bring the heels and the hips a little bit closer. Spread the collarbones even here. Open the heart. Inhale, come up. Knees come together. Up towards the hands. Sit down. And nice and slowly, however you get there is how you get there. Left leg or right leg comes out in front. Whatever leg is straight, bend the other one. If having the leg out straight doesn't feel right, or if you want something different today, you're welcome to tuck that foot underneath your hip. Come up that way. Lift up through the spine. Find that lift. Continue to take in the core and the pelvic floor. If you've got your right leg bent, place your right hand behind you. If you've got your left leg bent, place your left hand behind you. Continue to lift. Hook your opposite elbow around the knee. As you lift and exhale, halfway. Twist. Twisting is more about lifting than twisting. It doesn't matter how far back you look. Exhale. See where it takes you. Over that right shoulder or the left shoulder if your left leg is bent. Exhale, come halfway. Take an inhale here. Exhale the rest of the way. Again, getting into and out of twists very slowly and purposefully is important for your spine. Switch the feet, and again, you can have the foot tucked under or outstretched. I'll show this side with the leg outstretched in case there are any of you watching with your leg outstretched. Place the hand behind the bent leg, of the side of the bent leg behind the hip. Lift up through the spine. Find that lift first. It's really the most important part. Take the opposite elbow around that knee, and even if the elbow doesn't get there, that's fine. Just hold on with your hand on the outside of the knee. Lift. Exhale. Twist halfway. Continue to lift, if not lifting even more. Exhale. Twist a little bit further. Find the twist, not just with the torso, but with the chest. As the bottom of the body twists, the top body stays open. So my chest is as open as my trunk is twisting. Exhale, come back halfway. Inhale here. Exhale, fully release. Bring the other knee in. Hold on. Allow the back to round. Protect the spine. Really scoop in the low belly. Scoop in the core. Pelvic floor still engaged. Exhale. All the way down. Find yourself on your mat. At first, place the feet right near the hips. Allow the low back to release. If your low back doesn't want to release really, you're always welcome to stay with your knees bent in Shavasana or place a bolster under your back or under your knees, whatever you need to try to help release that low back. If you'd like to extend your legs out for Shavasana, extend the legs out. Let the feet flop open. Bring the hands down to the side. Tuck in the shoulder blades. Bring the palms facing up for uplifting. Bring the palms face down if you need grounding. Remain in Shavasana as long as you'd like. I recommend at least 10 to 12 minutes, if not 15. This is where the body, the mind, find that consolidation and growth occurs at rest. This is true for body, mind, soul, and brain. It's where the brain consolidates memories. It's where new learning occurs, is at rest. Scan the body, find any areas of effort or tension, and invite release on your exhale. And do stay in your rest for the next 10 minutes or so, as long as you need. If this is early morning for you and you have to get to work, then I suggest setting an alarm just in case. Sometimes people fall asleep in Shavasana, and that would get to make you late for work. I am going to turn off the recording. You stay at rest as long as you need, like I said. Thank you so much for allowing me to practice with you. It's always an honor. The light in me shines to the light in you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.